time. Hi, everybody. It's Cinnamon Coney, your Art Sherpa. And today I'm kind of like flustered and crazy because today's giveaway day. And I'm a girl who loves a giveaway. I teach art on YouTube if you wandered in from one of the live recommendations. But today you have a chance to win a prize. John on the mic.
Hi, guys.
He tracks me with cameras. Kind of follows all my crazy, so you can be up on the action, especially in painting. And it's giveaway day.
Oh, yes, it is. It is giveaway day.
It is sponsored by Silver Brush Limited. My brush partner.
Thank you very much, Silver Brush.
Giveaway.
They've given us brushes to give away to you.
That's right. And so you probably want to know some deets about that.
Yes.
Some deets about the giveaway. Well, first, let me show you what fabulous, I'm going to do my best Vanna White, prize you could be winning for your chance to enter. So in this exclusive, only for this giveaway brush pack, you get 5 Art Sherpa brushes. You get Goldilocks, the number 10 bright. You get a number 4 fan, so you can have all your nostalgic trees be as happy as you want. You get a number 8 clouds, so all your clouds can be fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. And in the sky, you get a cat's tongue, because you guys know I have been just bananas about the cat's tongues. And I guess those are sold out everywhere right now.
Yeah.
And a number 1 detail, because Lord knows those fiddly bits are just a challenge. And it even is like, it says on the back, the Art Sherpa contest prize giveaway. I mean, it's like a package just for you. That's what Silver Brush did.
I know. Isn't that awesome? I was so touched when I saw it. I was like, look, that means we could do it again.
You know, the thing is I really appreciate being so supported by this company. One of the things you guys might not know, if you're new to painting, is that Silver Brush, they don't do any vanity products. That's not their thing. No. They make tools for artists. So being part of their family has been the craziest, most exciting thing for me.
Yeah.
Because I've used their products for years. My mom uses their products. My mom actually found their products when they hit the market and said, oh, someone gets acrylic brushes. And they really do. They get acrylic, and they get watercolor, and they get painting, and they get artists, and they actually talk to artists, and I love them for that. So I'm so excited to be sharing these brushes with you.
Yeah.
You could win them.
Yeah. Absolutely. I have nothing but wonderful things to say about working with them. You know, that as partners, they have just been there for us and helped support us. And as we've gone back and designed on these products, I mean, they have brought amazing expertise to bear on it. They've shown us a lot of ways we've been able to improve these products, and they've really worked with us to make these great. I mean, like these, from an engineering standpoint, I just have to say, total geeked out in this experience. So
today, we begin I think this is going to go over the 13 days of Halloween, our live painting.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th is going to be super lucky for 3 of you.
Well, I'm going to enjoy.
We're all going to enjoy Friday because we're going to be painting every day, and you guys can enter. There's a bunch of ways you can enter. You've got to enter through the entry widget through the links. It's going to pull up this red and white graphic that's going to say the Art Sherpa brushes, and it's going to prompt you through those entries. You want to do that through that widget because that's how we know how you enter.
The gizmo.
The gizmo. Now, I think our mandatory entries, you got to come by and say what you like about painting on the blog post. But again, it walks you through that. And then you can get extra entries.
Extra.
And it's like, it allows you to get it daily. I think it's crazy how it can accumulate. So, you know, if you're a gamer, we like this because we're gamers. So if you're a gamer, have a blast. Doing all that stuff. You know we all do. Because there you can tweet, there's a Pinterest option, there's a comment on the blog, there's a follow on the Facebook page option, and I think there's also, if you feel like bugging your friends. I mean, Lord knows they might have bugged you in the past and maybe they owe you.
Cindy says she likes your necklace very much.
Thank you very much, it's Bessie Johnson.
Is that?
Yeah, pretty much we're 2 designers. I wear Leola.
Yeah.
Right, who does those fabulous spoon and hand-painted pieces, and I also wear some Betsy. I'm just, I got my...
No, let's see, hold on. I've seen you've rocked some Hot Topic in there, too.
All right, yeah, some Hot Topic.
And there's been some...
I like a statement piece.
Hoovian.
And I find as I move on in life, my statements get larger and my hair color gets crazier. I imagine by the time I'm like, I really, really intend to go out just like Beatrice Woods.
Only if we're
painting
lucky.
Till death.
I hope so.
Till death. Be like at the canvas, I can see it. That's going to be me.
You'll have robot
with
eyes.
big beads and colors and feathers and stuff like that. Like, what are they going to do? Stop me?
They gave us YouTube access, and we got
so
in.
Silly.
See, I think we're going to be grandfathered in, so that they can't take it away.
This is a sneak peek at a upcoming painting on the 13 Days of Halloween. I think that's on Tuesday, I think is when this is. These are revisiting our witch sisters. So let me bring Canvas over here, and we're going to talk about...
What are we going to talk about?
What you guys got and what you got. I have an 8x10 canvas here. And I'm going to take out each... Well, not from this package. This package we're keeping like forever, like in a scrapbook. But I'm going to show you each of these brushes. And basically what I wanted to do with this when I was talking with Silver Brush was put together something that would just let you do a lot of art from a base set.
Yes.
Right? Because I wanted you to be able to just sit down. Sometimes, again, you know, you get something, you get samples, you get stuff, and you're like, man, what can I do with this? Well, I wanted to make sure that I took all those opinions I've formulated over the years and informed my decisions. So by giving you the number 10 bright, by giving you the 4 fan, by giving you the 4 cat's tongue, by giving you a cloud and giving you a detail, I've kind of like hooked 3 of you up to be ready for anything. You know, like your survivor art gear.
Yes.
If I get but 5 brushes on this desert island. Why do we ever play those games? You only get 1 song. Don't get on a desert island. It has terrible music selection. That's my choice.
Yeah.
If I get 1 song in the desert island.
Although I have to say that having like, I'm again not a painter or anything like that, but after playing with all of your brushes, I am like, yeah, I think I might take a cat's tongue.
You might? Yeah. Dude, those were a stroke of genius. It was really great when I talked to Silver Brush about that, because I was like, they are makers of some of the best cat's tongue brushes.
Yes.
On the planet. In watercolor, I think they call them pointed ovals, and they call them the cat's tongues in the oil painting. And I was like, it's really crazy that we acrylic artists do not have this brush. Because it's clearly a very cool brush. Why don't we have it? And so we talked about it. And I'm over here. So we talked about it.
I forgot where you were. I didn't realize you were in that other room over there next to me.
You know, maybe I'm tethered with cables because
you are too
John
quick.
needs to know where I am. Because if I was any
does.
freer, who knows what I do.
And that's why I put the little robot camera up there, is because she gets around too quick. And I mean, even now she's too fast for my little camera.
Let's talk about Goldilocks.
About Goldilocks. Let's see.
So if you're here a long time on the channel, right, you know Goldilocks has a history. One which involves my mom coming and almost eating a paint-covered cupcake and leaving behind some demo brushes, me discovering a brush that was... I think at the time I was buying discount brushes, like they run sales at art stores, and I was getting whatever was $1, because I'm like, at $1,
right,
whatever, you know, for the show. And I had my good art brushes like off-site. So I found this, and I was like, this was really great, and it is great. But over time, product wasn't in the store. It became harder to find. People were getting really frustrated, and I realized that wasn't an experience that I wanted for you. I wanted you to have a great brush. I just wanted you guys to have access to it.
And also,
so when Silver Brush contacted us, that was the first thing that we were like, we really got to solve this problem. That's the only reason we would even talk to a brush company, is to solve this problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, of just it wasn't global and it's not available, and you know, we're a global family.
Yeah.
We're all over the world, right? And so when we're affected somewhere, we're all affected.
Yeah, and the longevity of the other one wasn't that great.
It wore, you know, it was very economical, but it just wore out right away. So it did some great things. So I want you to think of this Goldilocks as like, do you guys remember Jamie Summers? Right? Well, think of it like this. We made this brush faster. We made it stronger. It is bionic. So the filaments, as if it's possible, are firmer. The length out. My Goldilocks, the original one, was actually miscut. We figured that out over time. It was cut just a hair shorter. So I was able to talk to Silver Brush and talk about this important length out for me as an artist. And also the fact that I didn't like on all of my brushes that the edges were blowing out, right? Unless I was painting with a Silver Brush, my edges were blowing out. So not only do we have the firmness that we had, even more, we have this edge, which is just fantastic. And it's like gazillion times dipped.
Yeah.
Plus it's this fantastic red, and it's double crimped. And they do this really cool thing where they end the paint here, And what it does is it prevents, it's an even better, you know, I leave some brushes in some water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do they
Yeah.
know? Have you seen it? So this actually is what keeps them a little more resilient. I don't leave your brushes in water, but if you made a mistake, these are a little more resilient
because
than
of
the original Goldilocks.
Yeah, because of the multiple epoxy layers and the way that
The
they do the multi
crimps.
crimps on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't, you know, it's a much stronger bond.
And it's a much bossier brush.
It is.
So she's like, she's bionic.
And
she actually says Goldilocks. They did that for us.
And if you notice the ferrule, if actually you hold it up, that nickel ferrule is really nice. It's a really nice ferrule so that it won't corrode, and it's, you know, it holds those those bristles really nice. The filaments, sorry, holds those filaments really nicely in the proper place. So
Isn't that just gorgeous?
Yeah, I
just gorgeous.
There's more engineering in that little tube of metal than you could possibly know. It's awesome.
I don't think that's the metal of the ferrule, though. Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Okay. Before we get a note from Silver Brush,
the metal piece.
No, the metal is really awesome.
Yeah.
So let's do this. One of the things the reason why I like a specific brush for heavy body acrylic paint is other types of brushes that are softer hold too much water. So one of the first things I'm going to show you is I'm going to just dip. I'm going to do what I call a heavy dip. And it does not pull that much water in. So even when I drag off, not that much comes away. Right? And so I'm going to sit here. I've got black gesso and white gesso. And I'm just going to paint, I don't know, a gloomy day. How's that sound? Does that sound nice?
Okay.
It's fall. We're about to kick off craft season. I know some confused people think it's football season, and they're sweet. Aren't they cute, those people that think it's football season? They don't realize that this is craft season. Some of us have to make some very big decisions about the projects we will be doing this fall. And, you know, we don't have that chip and dip time on our hands at all. I don't know why I'm starting trouble with football players. I actually have no problem with football players in any way. I'm just loading this up, and you can see that when I load, one of the things I want out of a brush is when I pull out and pull out, I want the brush to wick in a very particular way, my paint, so that when I'm over here, I can go a good amount of distance before I have to reload. A lot of you guys talk about, oh my gosh, it's like you paint and the paint goes so long, and why is that? And I have to tell you, it's a combo of the products that I use. It's the quality of the paint, it is the firmness and quality of the brush, and the surface material. These things work together. Notice how also I can get a real easy blend here with this. This is just what this is all about. And you can see, man, edge. Let me show you a line before I paint over all of this. Edge. Okay. So I can get nice lines with this. There's crisp edges. She's got a good edge. She does a nice sharp. See that curve? How sharp that curve is?
Yeah.
So that's what we love about her. And I love that now, because there was a period of time when you guys would go in a store, because I was just calling the brush I was using Goldilocks because it wasn't too soft and wasn't too messed up. She was just right. So you guys would go into stores and say, I need the Goldilocks brush, and people were looking at y'all like you were crazy. Now you go places to get a brush, people will be like, okay, yeah, I know, it's a Goldilocks. Like, she exists now. Like, she's a real thing, and I have to say, you and me, we made that. That's something that we made. I'm thinking I'm going to darken this here and make maybe kind of a reflection scene, because I'm punchy like that. So, you know, I'm darkening both ends of the canvas. Remember, whenever we do reflections, we're kind of doing mirrors, so I'm playing in that plan now. And you can just see, I'm not working to get this canvas painted at all. Where did my towel go? I thought I had one over here.
Oh, I know where it's at. Hold on.
Did you move it?
Well,
You tricky. All right, I'm just going to offload on my... Did you guys just see me offload on my easel? Don't do that. That's not responsible. Artists are such... This is how my easel gets so much character. I'm like, no towel, wipe off. So I'm just kind of blending this central area out. One of the nice things I have to just say, since you're here for this fabulous contest to win your brushes, and I feel like whenever you guys show up for anything we do, you should get something cool from us, right? Is that you can save a lot of money If I use a lot of this fluid paint, but I
Mhm.
know economically that's not feasible for everybody. An option, a switch out you can do is a good gesso in white and black. And it gives you a very nice matte finish. The reason people don't use a lot of gesso, especially acrylic artists, in their paintings like this is because it wears out the brushes. And that would normally be super, super true, right? But these brushes are not those weak, sad little brushes. They can take some gesso. So I get to do it now. Isn't that fun?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to find these are super, super, super resilient in, you know, in your world. And so I'm just working this background in like you do. See how I just pull out and I pull out, I do this flip and load. This brush. It's not quite, you know, the bend and snap, but it has its own moments. A couple of the Legally Blonde people just cracked up. All right, so who is excited and loving this contest? And I'm so glad that we finally got to do a giveaway.
Oh my gosh, everyone is really excited about this. We've been way buried the needle on the Sherpa, on being Sherpa here. We've got almost 500 people in the room. They've all been super excited to see these. And there's a lot of people who said that they've already gotten Sherpa brushes, and they really enjoyed them. They say, yes, super awesome razor edge. Really, really enjoying it.
I mean, there's no point in, like, I don't need to just put my name on a brush. That's just, that, like, I don't, like, wake up and, but these brushes, I'm proud to have my name on them. Like,
this was
proud.
a total partnership and development with Silverbrush, and we couldn't have done this without them. It was their engineering and experience that made it possible. So,
and they really, like, that they approached us.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was the craziest thing.
Someday the story of this will be told, but you know we didn't cover the history that we would be going over. But it's awesome.
It's really cool.
It's lovely. It's like it will make you all go, oh! It's just awesome.
I did well once I believed it, because like there was a whole period of time. I think I'm being punked.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got a moody thing in, right? That's pretty cool. Now I'm going to take out. Let's go shopping for a cat.
You have that whole now. See there, while we're here now, we don't normally get to plug all this cool stuff, but that little display over there in the background—that's actually the open stock display that you can find all of these lovely brushes in your local.
And if you have a local art store, they can have one of these if they wanted.
And what's awesome is that when you walk up and look at those you can touch those brushes, the filaments on those bristles, and just see how awesome they are.
And one thing I want to say about this, about brick and mortar and online, there is a value to going inside a local art store. And I'm not saying don't shop online and don't compare and do those things. Those things are brilliant. But we all know the value of online shopping.
Yeah, they bring you product that you can get to when you can't get to something locally. All of those,
brilliant value, brilliant service.
Yes,
but going into your local art store is a unique experience because not only, like, say you come in and you're like looking for one of these,
right?
You also will find 3 or 4 other things you didn't know exist that you're curious about. Plus, there's a board in most art stores you should look for in yours that has weird opportunities and arty events and classes and things that you would never ever know existed in your community. And if you go there regularly, you're going to start making some art friends, which are super valuable.
And they oftentimes have like a little studio room where they have cool little things and classes and stuff going on. So the reason we guys are pushing you guys to your local retailers is you're going to find your local community there.
Yeah. If I have art friends come in town, I take them to Jerry's Artorama. I take them to Texas Art Supply locally because, I mean, there's the stuff that I'm going to talk to them about. But they invariably, remember when Ian was here and he grabbed all those weird papers?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Because it's an experience. I mean, like, this is like you get to go into a place.
They don't plug us for this.
No.
The video is sponsored by Silverbrush Limited for sure. But this conversation is when I would tell you, my friend, if you were just like, what could I do to enrich my art life? I'd be like, try your local art store because that's an underused resource. Talk to the art students there are hysterical. You've got to spend some time talking to some.
Yeah.
They're really fun, and they're going to get you thinking in a new way. Daniel Elliott, which you may have seen on my mom's show, right? He's a real person. You go talk to him right there, standing there, and he'll have all kinds of opinions to share with you.
Yep.
about all the stuff. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and just inevitably, these places, you know, they all have little things where you can go and touch and sample and play. You'll inevitably find me on the sculpture aisle playing with clay, but that's not the point.
Because there's a sculpture aisle. You guys probably didn't think about that. And there's a glass aisle.
Yes.
And then you got to look at ceramics.
And then
you got to see what all the Cricut stuff is, because some of them have that there too.
And then you know there's that
and
many
there's
crayons.
so many kinds of easels. And then you're just like, whatever canvas you've been buying, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you go in your local craft store, right?
Yep.
And it's all the projects and the I think stores are this kind of discovery zone of possibility. It's just my 2 cents.
We just got sidetracked, but we are giving away brushes today.
Are they telling us to get back on track? If
I realized
in the comments, this is a fair comment. Feel free to leave it below. But I am giving you brushes.
And this is our passion. We like the whole reason we do all this.
So over here,
so, anyway.
I have this. This is a cat's tongue, number 4. This is going to come in the package. And this brush is 5 brushes in one, right? Because when you have a cat's tongue, you've got your flat stroke, right? You've got all your edge strokes. So there's 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, 4 side, right? But a cat's tongue comes to a point. So you get this 5th side, this pointed side.
You're going to have to show that over there on the canvas.
Well, I'm about to, because I'm about to put in some stuffies. I'm having this idea
okay, so you're gonna have
that I think that I'm going to want to put...
Don't move fast, because I'm going to zoom way in.
Okay, I'm going to put in a little island here, I think. I'm going to imagine that there's a little kind of lake island. Let's say that there's a lake island here. And I'm just coming... See, I'm able to come on the edge of this cat's tongue, right? And actually, at this point, I may move out of my gessos, flip this around, and move to my heavy-bodied paints. Like you do.
Like you do?
If I can open it up.
Well, that's a definite you problem for leaving
it is,
lids
man.
kind of partially on.
Not a stellar example by any means of what one should and should not be doing. So this is Mars Black, and I'm putting out some titanium white. Not that it matters in the price of tea of China, but my very favorite white is this white, the titanium white by Golden.
It is.
John has heard me preach on this before. It's a feeling that I have.
I've come to use that white on many things that are not canvas related.
So I'm loading this brush up, and you can see this brush does not struggle with my heavy-bodied paint in any way. I can do a dip. It doesn't overload, so when I pull that moisture into the paint, I'm not struggling with it. I don't want to struggle with it. I don't like to struggle. Struggle. So I'm going to just make this little kind of island, and I think I want some trees, so I'm going to think about some little trees by pulling up these branches, these little trunks here, these thin little trunks. Let's have a little friend here. And you're like, I'm not really seeing the island yet. I'm seeing a line and some other lines.
You're not convincing me. I'm seeing a couple of, like, maybe a jungle gym or I don't know. There's a couple.
I'll take this out a little further, because maybe we'll put a little figure out there. We'll see. But now we have the choices. So I'm just trying to put in a few little
Mary's
bits here.
late, but she brought donuts.
And I'm going to. Did somebody come late? Add a little land mass to my land mass. This will be fun in a minute.
It's not fun now.
Oh, it's always fun to paint. I mean, seriously, I could have done this video in 15 minutes and said, hey, we have some brushes to give away. Go enter. Right? And you guys have been happy with the information. but this way, you kind of know why I picked these brushes. And
instead, we have to come out here and watch RoboCam be twitchy.
Is RoboCam being twitchy?
It's better now.
Is it better now?
Having moment.
And I think here I'm going to take maybe a little of my zinc white. No, this is titanium white. And I'm going to think about, where do I want to put this? I think abstractly I'm going to put this here. This little object. I'm going to come back maybe with some clouds. Or one. So this is like a little half circle. Let's give it some form and some shape. If I add this dark to it, it's definitely a moon. Right? Because whenever you add some dark to it like this, you start making some of these little craters. these little shapes. See how my brush just lets me just do everything? Now, yes, I could probably do this whole painting with this. That's true. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do a lot of this painting with this. Now I'm gonna get my gesso on here and I'm gonna come right under here and make a very dark black line at the edge of this island. This is a real simple painting. And it's a lot of fun. And here's the next trick. You ready? Get paint off hands like I'm doing now.
What are you doing?
And I'm going to come here.
You're going to go there?
I am. And I'm going to come, imagine a line going right here. I'm going to just make a loose little sketch of this in. I will be messing with it and making it seem more watery, but right now I just need to know this is also reflected in the water.
Now, when you're done putting your reflection in there, could you give us just a moment and talk about the difference between the filbert and the cat's tongue?
Oh, yeah.
Because
do I
have
a filbert in here?
APG was asking about that. And if not, I'll fetch you one while you're talking about.
Yeah, if you can, because I think I don't have the equivalent size. I have one in the black pearl. Open up a black pearl for me.
I'll get one. But you finish that up, and then while we're
I'm gonna finish this up, and we'll just talk about how a cat's tongue is just different than a filbert. Because they're both fantastic brushes. Nobody is
speaking.
Yeah, I'll keep painting this in, and you grab it.
Oh, I've got to burn switcher, so when you turn around to start talking about that, I'll grab it.
All right, well then I'm going to get this in and then we're going to...
Right.
All right, so I want to make a reflection here. So one of the things I'm going to have to do if I'm reflecting, right, is make a mirror pattern of this little island here, don't I? Yes, I do. I tell you this because I'm your teacher. And the trick to that is follow the shape that you have, right? So if it goes down, you need to go down. If it goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, you just make this mirror. That's what you're doing. Make that mirror. It's fun stuff. The other fun thing about using gesso, right, is that it's got a good tooth for me to paint on, so it's like I'm putting in the background. And there we go. Because you should have that. If you feel you've over made it big, well, the nice thing about having this here is you can come back with this and just get the same value going and easily trim it back.
And yeah, Judy would also like you to talk about, is the cat's tongue unique to the Sherpa brush, or has it been around before?
Well, this cat's tongue in acrylic is right now at this red hot moment very, very unique.
Well,
the video may be up for a while, so I have to say at this moment.
Well, so we'll talk about what makes it unique. So the cat's tongue brush has been around for a long time. The cut of the cat's tongue brush.
Yeah.
Now, how they make a brush has changed over the years because the mediums have changed as well.
All right, let me just make sure I've got this reflection. And can you grab that other filbert for me?
Absolutely. So.
And I think I've got one in a watercolor. I think I've got a pointed oval in a watercolor. If you see it.
I'll grab that.
All right. All right. So. Used to be that artists kind of had rounds and brights. Fans, all these specialty brushes are more of a recent kind of product. Really coming out of, I think, the decorative painting industry has really broken and innovated a lot in that space. Artists like Bob Ross, Donna Dewberry, I mean, they've come in and they've said, hey, I need really specific tools. And it's been in recent times that there's been an even more broad dialogue between, I think, brush makers, which there are very few on planet Earth, and here we go, and artists. I mean, before this, it was sort of like Turner got to talk to that guy over at Winsor and Newton, but really, honestly, these were very separate things. So what artists used to do is they used to take a bright, especially the oil painters, and they would like paint with it on the edges, trying to wear it down. Thank you. Wear it down. And eventually get this rounded shape that looked, Filbert means cat tongue in French, and it sort of looked like a cat's tongue. And it's beautifully rounded, and it is a preferential kind of brush for a lot of portrait painters because it gives this soft, if you see the stroke on it, right, it gives this nice soft edge here. Okay? But artists keep having opinions of stuff that they'd like. And so they kept working with everybody, and they started coming up with the idea that the rounding of the brush was great, but if there was a little tip on it, that would give this extra amount of detail. So you don't want to change like brushes like a whole ton a lot while you're painting. So by having a brush that does a lot, painters were able to sort of stay in process. And so they came up with these pointed filberts, and they were calling them cat's tongues. Now this, if you find this, this is an oval and it comes to a point, and in watercolors you'll see this a lot, where these brushes are shaped like this. You can get leaves, you can get all these things out of it, but beyond that, it's just all the edges that you can work that make it special. And so when I was talking with Silver Brush, I was just like, I really, really wanted this for us, because I really wanted it for me. So that's what's up with that. Is that, I don't know, that was probably a very boring bit of art history.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No.
Oh. At which point I apologize to everybody.
Absolute.
So I'm going to start just making some, I'm going to make this start to feel like water. I'm going to keep using my cat's tongue here.
Now,
I think I might bring this back this far because I think that'll look nice.
Now these filaments are really just engineered just for this purpose.
Yeah, the filaments in my brushes are made for these brushes.
And well,
they're not in other brushes. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And you know, and I think it's good for us to talk about it here because we don't generally talk about the big differences in the brushes on
I'm
the
darkening the shadow but leaving a little highlight here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to come back with a little white and just along this water's edge.
Oh, that's nice.
Add a little white reflection highlight between the island and the reflection.
Now it's getting a little darker here, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna make a quick adjustment on the camera.
Oh, we're having a day. I didn't know doing the black and white painting was going to be. I'm so sorry for the challenges.
It's just you don't want it to be adjusted too down, so that because if you're going to be working in light in a light set of colors, then they can blow out easily.
Yeah.
But if you work in dark colors, then they get dark real fast.
So we can put a little path of light, kind of maybe coming around the moon. But there's going to be some clouds, so we don't want to be too crazy with it. But we can have that sort of starting to think there. I've got the gesso, and I'm just softly, see how you can get a really soft effect. If you win this, you will too have this soft effect. But, I mean, these exist out in the world in places. We didn't hide them. And now that I'm thinking of that, I'll just come in and maybe darken some of these edges a little bit.
Now, Shaz was asking a question.
Hi,
Do Sherpa
Shaz.
brushes have exclusive filaments?
That is what I understand, yes.
Yep. So you're always careful about what we say, but what that is that we work with Silver. We did engineer with them these set of filaments, which are exclusive to Silver Brush and
these
brushes. We could not have done this engineering without
them.
them.
No, I'm not a brush maker.
We worked with them to say, hey, this is what we need. Oh, I adjust that camera the wrong way.
Did you?
We worked with them to engineer to say what we needed, and they helped figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah, I mean they are a maker of artist tools. We got approached by a lot of people to do this, and it wasn't particularly interesting to me because I was like, there's stuff out there, it's good, it doesn't, but when I talked to Silver Brush, I was very, very interested, I have to tell you.
Sorry.
Over this moon excited would be the accurate. So I'm darkening this edge now since I put my light source over here. See, I'm making that decision?
Yeah.
And I'm just sort of like, I'll just kind of deepen this here. And I'll add some little water reflections to make this feel more watery.
More water.
But it's really going to be about this reflection. Now I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to show you the next brush that you're going to get. in your set.
Not just one or
The
two?
number 8 cloud. Now, on this one, I picked the biggest cloud because that's going to give you the most range of stuff that you can do. In the package, I put 3 sizes, and in the open stock, I have 3 sizes because these do more than clouds. We call them the clouds, but what they are is a domed scumble. This is a brush. So, like, every brush here is in some way resolving my experience in an art store.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where I'm looking for a tool, I need a specific tool, and I can't find that tool. Because there's no point in making stuff that's out there in mass.
Right.
Right? On my pre-selected sets where I've curated my favorite brushes from the line, those are pretty fantastic. So the point is to make something new. And that was something that I liked that Silver Brush really agreed with us about, is that we had to make something new. Not just keep putting even more out there, right? Mm-hmm. And so we made these are new, and these are dome scumble. They have the Sherpa white filament in them, which is this extraordinarily stiff filament. Yeah. And they're domed, which allows you to get different types of scumbles. You have a scumble at the tip. You have a deerfoot scumbler, kind of little scumble here. This lets you work on waves. It lets you work on all kinds of textures. This is dry brushing extraordinaire kind of little brush. And so when I load this up, I'm going to load it up. You can put water in it. It's not going to hold too much. And you can see I just pull paint into it till it's all loaded around. And then I can just come here and I can dry brush my loose and airy clouds, can't I?
Oh, yeah.
And it's just about saying, hey, I just need some, guys, just clouds be like this. Clouds be like fluffy. Right? Clouds be like super fluffy. And it's just easy for me to move the brush around. These are all the same strokes I'm doing on other brushes. I'm doing them on bristle brushes. I'm doing them on other brushes. It's just this brush gives me this event easier. You can get it some other kind of way, but it just does it for me easier. I mean, it doesn't jump out of my hand and paint my cloud for me. That would be kind of cool. But if I'm just trying to get a little wispy bit here.
That'd be an Aladdin brush.
Yeah, it's not quite the Aladdin brush, but it is a pretty special experience out there in the experience of brushes. I hope you guys are liking this weird little painting that we're doing.
I like it. I think I'm digging it.
This little weird. I have red out just in case I want to do like a cloaked figure alone on the island having a whole little moment. Because again, it's crafting season. Right? So look at that. See? Oh, that's really blown out, babe.
Well, not over here, does it?
Oh, okay.
Like I told you, man, I tell you what, the hardest thing to balance for is a black and white. It's
is it? I thought when I came up with this, I should have talked to you before because I thought this was the easiest for you.
Oh, man. Well, it is. See, what happens is that if I get to, if you give me the finished black and white and then I can color balance for it, then I know what the final image is going to be moving towards.
So I'm just dry brushing and just rough kind of mist here. See? But this just doesn't, it gives me that nice, scratchy, randomized feeling for atmosphere that I'm looking for. And that's what we always want. So this is just this great tool, and I was really excited, like, when she was like, yeah, we could do that, and then the test started, because basically she would have tests manufactured, and then they would come to me, and then I would test them, and I would make videos, and we would talk about how they were working.
Yeah, now we say she because Silver Brush Limited is a woman-owned company.
Yes, which, let me tell you, in the art industry is a big, 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 big deal.
Big deal.
I'm just adding a little smoke here. Big, 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 big deal.
And
whole awesome story there.
And while they're like officially a member of the Women-Owned Businesses Association,
cool like that,
which is totally awesome. We are also a woman-owned business, as you can see. So we haven't gotten yet the awesome.
I'm the CEO.
You are the founder, the CEO, the president.
I just put all the title plaques up on my wall, man.
You get all the hats, is what it is.
I have. Oh my gosh.
You get all the hats.
Let's flip our canvas. Let's flip the script. So we know our clouds are going to have to kind of match these things. So if they're coming this way, we've got to make them come like this, right? Because it will be coming to a V. Yeah. This is really the trick of reflections, right? So if it's wide here, it's got to be wide here. If it's narrow here, it's got to be narrow here. So we can see that the clouds are wide and that they're narrowing. Is that nice? Yes, it is. So you can add a little color to this one because I'm making the water reflection a little bit darker than, you know, up top, as another way to talk about it being water. I don't have to be exact. I just have to be kind of, in essence, very similar. That's all I'm doing. Right? And we've got water reflections and things. So, too much paint. And you can offload these. So I just like these because they're just super scratchy scrumbles. Paint clouds a lot of different ways. It's all fine. A lot of people have some opinions on clouds. I don't know if you've noticed that out there in the art world. This is a good cloud. This is not a good cloud. Dude, any cloud that sits in the sky and rains down on all of us is a good cloud. So many kinds of clouds, just like so many kinds of people. We're not all one thing, not all one kind of cloud. Just saying. All right, so I'm just pulling this here. And you can see I'm just getting this nice little... My trick to this is, guys, is that I'm just very random.
Very random.
Very random. I'm not just like this. Because then what's going to happen is my bristles are just going to hang in. I'm on my foot and I'm just pushing it around. And this is a brush for dry brushing. If your paint is tacky, it's going to stick. Yeah. So that would be one of the tips I would say. If you're one of the lucky people that won this brush. Oh, we forgot to mention at the beginning when we should have that the contest is global.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Worldwide.
Luckily, it's in the description and all the stuff.
Yeah, in all the description, just in case you missed it, in the description below, there's it's worldwide entry.
Which is a huge deal.
Yeah. So if you're having any trouble with that, you can help at heartparty.com.
Well, yeah, and I have all the info, all the contact and all the details.
All that's down below. All the links.
One of the other things that I love about this tool is it washes out really easily. All my stuff cleans up super easy, and I do love that. Though the filaments might stain, right? They're resilient. They handle their biz. So you can see, even though I just got it wet, unlike a bristle brush, which would be soppy right now, I'm still okay. I have my nice little kind of wispily little cloud event here. Like you do. And now, and this is one I've wanted to talk about, but I haven't gotten to talk about.
Yes.
So this actually came from you guys. You guys actually helped me design and conceive of this because many, many people who came from painting with the master Bob Ross came in from oils wanting to switch to acrylics for various reasons, wanting to take a bunch of those techniques, and finding that the tools didn't do the job. Pretty much the fan brushes out there are too soft to work with heavy body paint. So if you come from oils and you're familiar with the techniques, sometimes you've got all the stuff you need, but the tools don't perform the way that you expect. And I thought if we just had a firm enough fan, we could make nostalgic chipper trees too.
Yeah.
Right? But fans are a big deal because you want a fan that runs on a rail. Right? You want it to be well crimped and well put in here. It needs to be just like all wonderfully, wonderfully worked out and precision-y.
And,
right?
and that is a brush that you need like some.
See, there's another one. And it's super firm. Super firm. Those of you that have worked with fans, I'm going to get this thing wet. Don't be shocked.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
And
I'm going to switch to a cleaner water.
When going through
so you can really see it. There it is wet. Look, I'm going to drag it off. Oh, I know some of you just squealed.
Just all wet. Just totally soaked it.
Fan people out there who've been struggling with their fan brushes, I feel like I've made tools that other artists would like no matter if they were experienced or starting out. I feel like we've made a fan here if you're a heavy body artist and you've been fighting and struggling and angrily dealing with fans.
Why does it stick together? I have clumpy.
Right, because you know, I mean, this can still separate, but it just doesn't do the little 5 prongs of death.
It reminds me of clumpy eyeshadow.
Do I have any? Wait. I'm right here. Golden Taklon. Fantastic if you're painting with oil or watercolor.
But they stick together. And you know, that's
I feel like I hear screams of joy out in the universe.
And see, for heavy body paint,
this is the jam.
This is what you need.
This is what you need.
Now
Look at it grab this heavy body paint. Look at it grab. Look at it grab. It's like, I wants it. I takes it. Yum, 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 yum.
It has authority.
It has authority. Right? I love this brush. This is a great brush.
But not for heavy body paint.
It's like, I don't know. Stains, right? That is not, it's just, again, it's a great brush.
But not for this job.
It's just really soft. And not for this job. But this brush is for this job. So load it up. I'm going to come here and I'm going to do, you know, the little deal you do. So I'm going to come on the little edge and go tap, 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 tap. And then I can start pulling my little fan stuff out. Working my little fan. Oh, no. Did it do that? Yeah, it did. Yeah. I can do this.
You can
Did you know you can do this too? I'm gonna come here on the little edge. I can do this little edge bit, which you guys are super familiar with. The little edge. Coming widen out into the little edge. Get me some chipper, little guys. Super happy. So again, if you've been working on this process, which many of you come from, and you've been trying to get this effect,
there's a way to do it.
There's a way to do it now.
With acrylic.
With a heavy-bodied acrylic.
Oh, my.
If you wanted it. So, and again, because now other fans will do this, you can flip and work all the sides of other fans, but only in oil paints or watercolors. Now, I can have the tip of my fan.
There are a lot of people who are going, wait, they thought this was them. They were like, wait, no, they just thought it was me and I didn't know how to use the brush.
Well, the brush is, look, I love Bob to death, but he didn't give you all an easy tool.
Well, no, and well, it's designed for different media.
He didn't, but it's a genius tool.
Yes.
It's a genius tool. It's just not, you know, some things are like, I don't want to say, I guess it's like pranking a new artist. like, you want to mess with them? I know what, give him a fan brush. Somehow easy the tree goes in, but give it to him.
Well,
but this is a fantastic tool.
It's fantastic.
And you know what's sitting out there right now on the internet? About a bazillion hours of training for this tool.
Yes.
Over there in the oil camp, isn't there?
Yes.
How much training is in oil?
It doesn't translate one for one.
No.
But you can get some good ideas.
What is the fan brush also known for? It's known for a little bit of grass.
Oh, yeah?
Grass. Because sometimes you guys just really struggle with grass. Making this little hill edge would just make you guys so crazy.
Oh, yeah, it just goes... I like it. This brush particularly has sound effects.
It does? For John, it does.
For me,
because
it
when
does.
I would make him contest stuff so I would have a better idea of what you guys would feel. Look how easy it is for me to get grass. Did I even work there? Did I struggle? Did I anything? No, I didn't. Not even a little bit. Let's flip it over. Make sure we have a reflection. Look how easy this rinses out. So I rinse it out. And that's the most it is ever going to display.
Yeah.
I know I hear screaming out there.
Yes. There's lots of people going, oh, that is great.
So I just felt like, you know, we haven't gone through and made the little brush videos yet. But I felt like some of you might enjoy winning one of these and being early in a little camp, right? That enjoys
Sherpa.
that.
Camp Sherpa.
Camp Sherpa.
I can see that's a summer camp where they've got like a rope swing that leads into a big creek.
Yeah, that honestly, if I had a camp,
it'd be Camp Sherpa.
You would come back healed whole people. Be like every camp movie of the 80s promised you from camp but didn't deliver. I would deliver. If I had an art camp, you'd come home changed. All right. And hopefully for the better. So I'm going to load back up. Notice how I could just dip my brush in water to improve flow and I didn't have to panic over it. Again, those of you who've been struggling with this brush, trying to transition the skill, are probably flipping out. And I'm glad if some of you now know, hey, right, it wasn't ever me, fantastic, because it wasn't ever you. So, I mean, this brush is wet and it's still not. What happens to a bristle brush, a pure bristle brush when you get it wet?
They get soft
Gets soft.
because
That's
natural
what they do.
bristles get soft in water.
Besides shedding, put some of these down here. I love doing these. These are my favorite. Right? Just easy little bushes. It's just a very easy little tree. We will cover some lessons with these. Right? These are coming. Actually, a real famous lesson. Dee's trees, when we were trying to show Dee how awesome the brush was, we made a lesson just for her called Dee's trees. It's coming up. Because she's special. Silver brush is special.
Yeah.
And I really like them because they get that you guys are special.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest, most awesome parts of this is that we have a partner that understands how awesome you guys are.
They respect and love artists.
And they give us a lot of support and just to support you guys. And this is a great example of it, as they really came in and wanted to
do really cool clouds with these two, by the way.
You know, they wanted to be able to give away some brushes, and they made this happen for us. So
I just feel like I'm going to show that now, because you can do some really interesting sort of clouding. I've seen, you know, with a little fan brush, you can come and get some great clouds. You may have seen, but then you're like, but it doesn't work in acrylic. Yeah, it does. Look at that great little. You just work the little brush off the sides and makes all these random little shapes. Yep, can do that. Because it's just cool like that.
It is cool like that.
So now, oh, look at this cool painting we did.
Yeah. It just turned out really nice.
It just did, didn't it?
Now what do you got? What's this?
Now, finally, I just didn't want to leave y'all in the lurch.
No.
No, I don't like leaving you guys in the lurch. I don't like leaving you guys sad. So this is a number round detail. Now, I gave you guys the detail brushes, and those are super economical detail brushes. They're golden tack-on, but you're not so invested in them if you make a boo-boo, if you blow out the bristles, if you do something that you can't get in a package. However, there will come a point where the line that you can get off the tip of your brush becomes life. Life itself. And these brushes sort of answer that. Right? And you got to remember I have to answer to my mother, so here's opinions. Right? So I'm going to come here, and since I'm using my gesso to economically replace fluid paint, I'm going to come here and I'm going to add a little story figurine. Right? Cuz it's fall. All right, what are we going to do? Let's say, I'm just trying to decide the gesture of my figure, cuz you know how it is. Maybe we'll be looking off over here. How's that sound? Let's look off over here. Yep, I'm just weird like that. This, by the way, scales my trees. Anytime I put in a figure, tells you how big the trees are. If you didn't know, that's how that's determined. Now, we want to make this sort of a winsome photo, a winsome piece. And you can see, I just don't have any trouble getting detail lines here. And sketch with this. I'm not stressed about this at all. And you're about to see how light those lines can be.
I'm going to zoom in on that.
Yeah, show them. Show them what they win, Mr. Cooney.
So one of the things that that folks have asked about is that the white brush, the white filaments don't come completely clean.
No, they stain.
They stain, yeah, and that's actually, we've got some pictures of them. They really take on quite a beautiful sort of patina as soon as you start using them, which is where they get and you can see some right behind you.
Here's my feeling on this.
Yeah,
I want the paintbrush to hold up. I want to see what I've got in it, and this lets me do that. And yeah, if you use a particularly staining pigment, it stains. But you're an artist. Your stuff's supposed to look like you paint with it. It should have stuff on it. Maybe not. If you're a type A person, I'm not at all imposing that on you. Don't panic. But for most of us, it should have this like patina of paint and life. And yeah, they stain it, and it lets you kind of know. You'll get a sense of where they're clean and the acrylic is out. But you'll recognize if you're using a lot of phthalo blue or quinacridone, or certain colors are more staining than others.
And that's one of the reasons why we actually use the same sets of brushes over and over and over on the show so you can see them sort of go through that aging process.
Yeah, so your expectations are set and you understand what you should expect. Can you see how fine my lines are here?
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone just kind of freaking out?
Oh, no, this is amazing. we were just, these are brand new brushes that we're using here today's show, so.
Yeah. So I've got to do this on the other side, right? Otherwise I'll be like...
Kimberly loves the detail. She's like, yes, please.
So what do I have to do? I have to curve, right? It's a mirror. That's what I'm doing.
That was totally the place for it.
It's a good thing it was, too. Otherwise I've been painting it out. Everybody has a moment. I have them, too. I'm really kind of liking this painting, actually. I'm sorry it wasn't a lesson.
Well, it sort of is, isn't it?
Well, for some people. So you make this little pea-sized dot here, and then you're just going to blow some hair. Maybe we'll make this into a full lesson, like official for non-con. No, you know what? You have to show up for the contest.
It's a contest painting.
You know me. It's like, for those of you that don't know, there's a hidden lesson inside how to paint underwater.
It's a secret.
There's a secret lesson in there. Secret lesson on all the blacks. If you watch What's the Difference Between All These Blacks, you get a secret art lesson.
That's right.
All the time. Secret lessons.
Now, what number is that one you're using?
This is a number 1 round. If you are a detail painter, you're doing those rocks, you're doing any of those small works, then I also offer this 3-0.
Oh, yeah.
But this one, for most painters, is going to get them there. And here, you can see the staining.
It's picked up. Here we go.
It's pigmented.
Yeah.
You're going to see it's not bright white anymore, and that's okay. I don't mind that. I'm not upset by that. You don't be... Okay, I'm loving this now.
Oh, it does. It turned out really cool.
Okay. Now, I think I'm going to leave this... I don't know. I was kind of wanting to put a red cloak on her, but I don't know if it's too much. I'm going to do it.
You just,
I'm going to please myself. I happen to have some quinacridone over here, so I feel like I can cool the cloak a little bit. Like you do. And I can even add a little black to my quinacridone. There we go. See how I'm doing? And I can just load up super easy. So here, we're going to sit there and say, so she's got... want a little cloak. Blowing off here just a little bit. Torn and ragged at the end of this aisle. This wise, wild woman. She's been adventuring. People may not think of her as an adventurer, but she is.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure. Whoop.
Yvonne was like, I knew she was going to put out red.
Huh?
Yvonne said, I knew she was going to put out some red.
Has to do it.
Had to do it.
You know me, Yvonne. But I mean, there's something to the story, isn't it? Because the red lets us know it's like you guys, if you know me, you know purple's my favorite color, but red is an important color to me because it's the color of the journey.
Yeah.
Right? You know, purple is, I've kind of gotten through my journey. Has some stuff to share with you. But red is the mark of the burgeoning hero, right? Which we all are in our own lives. We are constantly all faced with things that are just unbelievably and totally overwhelming.
Know what you get in there?
I'm going to get some... now, the thing is, when you rinse your... By the way, if you rinse a detail brush deep... Are you seeing this?
Yes.
It's going to pull water all the way up, and then it's going to run down and come off, and you're going to get surprise drops. If you've been watching me for a while, you might have noticed I always wipe them off.
Yeah.
And that's why. Now let's... So what has she learned? I don't know. She's still out here on this island, but she's fought it. She's done it. She's under the moon. She's done for her family. She's held on when people didn't know she could. I read y'all's stories. You guys inspire me more than you know.
Now, to enter the contest, you need to be following the Sherpa Facebook page. Then,
Well, no, it'll walk you through. You got to go through the widget.
Yeah, go through the widget. Then
It'll give you all the ways that you can enter. I'm going to add a little more grass with this detail brush right here. Around her. So she's standing in the high grass. I want to layer her in this island. You love it?
I love it.
All right, layering in this island. Let's make sure we're layered, friends. So, see, the detail brush works really well with my fan. I can blend those things in. And that's a nice thing about that. Yeah, so if you go to the link in the description below, and there's a link, it keeps saying, enter here, enter here, enter here. It will take you through the ways that you can enter. Now I'm only going to sign it in the reflection.
Ooh, interesting.
Just lightly.
Wow.
Bang. Okay.
That turned out awesome.
Yeah, I feel
that was a surprising, awesome.
Look, and just so you guys know, I didn't have anything in my head. I just this is me riffing. This is like my
but that was
my
fun.
beatboxing when I'm just beatboxing, and me showing you what you could do with a set of brushes like this. A set of brushes lets you explore all the possibilities, right? Oh, I'm not saying goodbye yet.
I was just giving this so they can see. I'm a button pusher. Look at me. I got all these buttons to push.
But that's what they are. A fan brush is just a bunch of possible brush strokes. A cloud brush is just a bunch of possible brush strokes. And one of the things is don't be like limited by the name and say I can only make clouds. Try tree texture. Try water sand texture. Try any place that you're having trouble getting the dry brush effect you're trying for. Pull that brush out. It is a dry brush master. If you just want to sit there and have one comfortable brush in your hand, those cat's tongues, that's a lot of brush in one brush, right? And of course, the number 10 bright, if you're painting 16 by 20, if you're painting 11 by 14, that is a brush. You should just, whether it's our number 10 bright or another number 10 bright, I would say have a number 10 bright in your life that's firm, that moves your paint, because it's a useful tool. Every one of these tools I put in here because it's a useful tool for you. And there's 5 of them, and 3 of you have the opportunity to win them. All you've got to do is follow through there's the little link, and you go there, and it's going to pull up a little red graphic, and it's going to say, here's how you enter. The mandatory entry I think we have set up as a comment on the blog, and it'll walk you through that.
Now, before we go, Trish would like for you to, can you go through all of the giveaway here?
Yes.
What's all being given away in that brush set?
All right. You will get this package sent to you directly from Silver Brush Limited. In this package is a number 8 cloud, is a number 4 fan, the number 10 Goldilocks, the new bionic Goldilocks, and a number 4 cat's tongue. You had to watch me through most of that still life. You're very familiar with that brush, and of course the number 1 detail round. These brushes do exist outside of this package, but this is the only package where they are together.
Gotcha.
In a harmonious relationship to each other. And where it says the Art Sherpa contest prize, 5 Sherpa registered brushes, item 4905. It has its own item number. This is unobtainium.
You can only win it. It can only be given.
It can only be given. So, I mean, it's fantastic. These are special brushes. They're special to my... I hope I didn't mess up. It's still drying over here. Let's go like this.
That's actually turned out quite nice. Actually.
I really like that painting. I may visit this as something for later.
More
in something.
visiting.
We may see this again in some other thing. But are you guys excited about the fan? Did your heads explode?
Oh, yes. Yes. There have been many going, oh my, must go find this right now.
So what I'm hoping is that, you guys know me, you know who I am as an artist, and you paint with me, and you totally get it. I'm also hoping that those walking who do not know the Sherpa through the art store who see these will just reach out and touch them. Don't worry about what I'm painting or what I'm teaching you fabulous artists out there on your own journey. Just know I've been doing acrylic my whole life, and I answered many of my own questions with these. Like, Silverbrush really listened to me and was like, notice that it just says acrylics?
Yes, they're good for acrylics.
I'm not saying that as an oil painter, they'll explode on you.
No,
I'm just saying I don't know nothing about oils, and we didn't test them.
Yeah, they're
If you are and you use them and you love them, will you please write me and let me know?
yes, yeah, by all means.
I have no idea if you guys have also been waiting for stiff, firm, sharp filaments. No clue. And if you were, please don't feel shut out. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, from one artist to another, sometimes I don't like to say things that I don't know.
Right. But these were designed for our acrylics.
These were made for our acrylics, for what we're using.
And they're
for
really good at it.
Beautiful, rich, creamy, heavy-bodied acrylics. This is what it's for, and for strokes and things that are challenging in that medium, and that's what they're for. And these 5 brushes, I love this giveaway. I know it's the longest giveaway anyone's ever done on YouTube. We're giving away. Now, the giveaway continues after the video's over.
Yes.
Right? So it opened up today at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to continue on, check the description, till the 14th. No, the 13th. Friday the 13th. It closes. And for 3 of you, Friday the 13th is lucky. Which is also coincidentally the end of the contest. Live. We're going to come back on the 14th.
Yes.
On the 14th, we're going to come back live and announce the winners.
And we'll have a bubble party. Because there's been like a whole bunch of people here, and they were like, we've been like way over Sherpa this entire time, and John has not acknowledged or done the dance. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a dance, and we're going to say thank you guys for coming and being part of our community. I'm going to turn it off so I don't mess up
your... And Silverbrush says thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to mess up your paintings.
They love you.
Your painting, but I don't get bubbles on your painting.
Oh, I think it's okay. It's okay.
Right. We've had bubble disasters
only
once
when it's
before.
wet and thin.
Okay. All right. So now that I've averted my own panic about the painting, thank you guys for all coming and hanging out with us. We love having you guys. And if you're at home and you're with us, please come up and dance. We love to dance. We love to celebrate being together. And if you can't get up and dance, then wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, because we love to celebrate being together and thanking you guys for coming here today. Right? Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. And good luck.
Yes, good luck
to all of you.
To all of you.
But
good luck.
Even if you're anyone's allowed to paint the paintings, don't feel like.
Yes. There's paintings to be painting. So, we're going to do that stuff.
I want to see you guys at the easel really soon. Tomorrow at 2, in fact.
Tomorrow at 2?
Tomorrow at 2.
Okay.
For Wicked.
Oh, that's
Wicked
right.
Witch.
Wicked Witch.
Kicking off craft season.
Our
Do
13
not let
days
anyone call
of
it football
Halloween.
Season. It's craft season for you, and we have got to be serious.
All right.
We got to do that. Wait, I'm going to do it.
What are you going to do?
Craft season.
Craft season.
Craft season begins.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bye-bye.